It's rolling. You hear the music rolling? We're rolling.
Okay. Welcome to the GG-rated podcast.
Guys, welcome. As Gray stated, the GG-rated podcast. I'm Gino, your host, and this is my co-host,
Gray.
Joshua Gray. Thanks
for stopping in.
What y'all think about this new song right here? What y'all think? Listen to it. That's it right there,
Here
man.
it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Right.
Rock music.
Right.
Let's do
That's
it.
pretty. How's it going, man?
Pretty
How's
good,
it
bro.
going this week?
Pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, guys. We, as you noticed, we kind of took a week off. Had a lot going on, so decided to take a little bit of a break and kind of dive in deep a little bit into Alan Wake. If you're here on the show, just throwing out there to y'all real quick. This episode, we are going to do a little review on Alan Wake, kind of talk about it a little bit, tell you our thoughts and impressions.
Yes,
So,
the first Alan Wake.
yes,
And
because Alan Wake 2 is coming out soon, right?
I think it's already out, isn't it?
Because
Is
Greg
it out
picked
already?
it.
Yeah.
I think it is, and I think it's because of that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I want to get in the story. I want to go ahead and beat Alan Wake 1 to prepare for Alan Wake 2 because Alan Wake 2 looks pretty amazing. So I want to experience that.
Yeah. So, but I'm ready for it, man. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So do you want to
I'm
go
looking
ahead
at the camera right now. I'm
Uh-huh.
looking at I just want to say I'm looking at the camera right now, and I'm seeing like your name's not even there. It's got like the Gino thing, but your name's not even there. So we're just gonna keep rolling with it, man.
They know who I am.
Yeah,
I'm
they know
Gray.
by now.
It's 4 letters, man.
Oh, I got it. I fixed it. It's all
Okay, cool. Well, you want to roll into it?
Yeah, let's go, man.
Let's go to your favorite gaming moment of the week. Do you want to go first or shall I?
Go ahead, man. I'll let you go first this time.
Okay. Well, I'd say my gaming moment of the week was probably Alan Wake and the jump scares that I experienced. You're fighting the darkness, and the darkness has taken over some of the random like hunters and stuff of this town. And man, you would be just sitting there like trying to find like ammo and stuff. You might be in an old barn or in the woods, and you come around a corner and there's a dude like rah right there. It would just scare the crap out of you. And I had plenty of those moments where I like said something out loud like, "Oh my gosh," or "Jeez." And it was really fun. It was
It'll
cool.
do it to you, man.
It really
It'll do
will.
it to you.
I haven't had a game get me like that in a while. You always feel like there's something behind you, that there's something watching you. So I thoroughly enjoyed those moments in Alan Wake as my favorite gaming moment of the week.
Oh, I like that, man. Yeah. I gotta admit, whenever you told me about Alan Wake for the first time, I was like, man, I don't know if this game I've never really heard too much about it, but they're coming out with a second one, so it had to be decent. And I was like, man, let me just give it a try and check. Man, that is like one of the best things. You've been kind of hitting it out of the park, man, with picking Metal Gear, and then now picking Alan Wake. So you've been kind of killing it on the suggestions on what games to play. But I said my gaming moment of the week though would be not with that. That's been great and I'll get into that later in the show. But we busted out the steering wheel. Greg convinced me to get the steering wheel busted out, and because the Forza game came out, like we've been talking about, and just getting the feel of it in racing, I found myself like really trying to get more and more with the time, trying to get the time more and more down. And I kind of enjoyed that a lot.
Dude,
So
me too.
I enjoyed you and me racing together, actually. That made it even more fun. Instead of just me racing by myself.
Yes, I don't know how I forgot about that. I had a lot of fun with that too. That was probably like, as far as multiplayer goes and playing with my buddy, playing that was really fun. We had a good
But
time.
Josh, what about when we downloaded? Tell them how it went last night. We started a little bit later last night and played some Payday 3.
Yeah.
What, just give me a quick rundown. Just let them know the feelings on Payday 3.
So if I had to sum it up gently, I would say
Gently.
yeah, I would say it's intriguing at first and then it goes into pure chaos with explosions and you trying to get out. You're always it seems like unless you know exactly what's going on, you're going to alert the authorities and you're going to be overrun by tons of cops at once. And I'd say that where it shines is the level where we had to follow the truck all the way down the bridge. That was really
Yes.
cool. But other than that, man, it got too chaotic to where I don't think I'm going to be playing again, to be honest.
I don't think I've already uninstalled it. I didn't tell you
I
that.
think I did too, honestly.
I uninstalled it. I said it started giving me kind of a little bit of motion sickness by just running around, not being able to know where I'm at. But this ain't a review for Payday. I just wanted to throw out that game. It has a lot of issues with it, a lot of glitches still, and I know that's what plagued it at the beginning. So, guys, gamers, beware. Payday 3. It's initially fun, but it can get a little taxing. I don't think it's worth it. Throw that out there.
I don't either. I mean, it was fun to try out with y'all. It was me, you, and old Derek DeBose playing, and I think there was some fun to be had there, but it's not sustainable fun. It gets old quick, I think.
But see, I feel like Derek kind of held me and you together a little bit on that game
Yeah.
last night because you and me were just running around and at times
I'm
just
gonna be
standing
honest.
there.
I'm gonna be honest. There was times where I was getting bored, so I started playing Pokemon online game, and
Is
that's why
is
my
that
guy
what you
was.
was doing? Is
Yeah,
that
I
what
was
you was
playing the
doing?
card game online.
I knew it, dude. You
I was
God,
like,
I'll be
huh?
running around. I'll be like, "Hey, Josh, come to me. We got to go click this button." And I find him in another room, just standing there, not moving. And we're like killing this like cops swarming us, and we're like, "Help!" Derek's reviving me the whole time, and Josh is just standing like, just what do they call it? AFK, just AFK
AFK
in the other room.
away from keyboard. Yeah, I was AFK playing another game.
Thanks for admitting
You're
admitting that.
welcome. You're welcome. But
But
anyways, I digress. Let's change the subject. No, I'm just kidding. Do you got any news for us, buddy?
I do have one major
I'm
news I
sorry to
want to
tell
throw
you.
out there.
Now he needed a new.
Hold on, I'm
sorry to
playing
tell you
something. I don't think you can
that
hear it.
I have some terrible news.
Okay.
It was the doctor that broke the news.
So, hold on.
I can't hear it.
You
Sorry
can't
to
hear
tell you.
it. Okay, that didn't work out. So one day, try out the website playphrase.me. You can type in anything, and it'll try to find what you type in a movie. Like it'll play what you typed, but it'll be from scenes of a movie. So I stuck in news, and it was like, I have some terrible news, which didn't quite fit what we were going to next. But let's
Yeah.
just do this. The news brought to you by the Raging Cajun. Go for
Let
it.
go.
Let go.
Look, Steam. We are both advocates of the Steam Deck. So today, a surprise announcement nobody thought was coming. This Steam Deck had a huge a refresh done. You can say, not as much as power wise goes. Like no new chip. It is a 6 nanometer chip in there instead of a 7, but it's the same make. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just a little bit smaller, just
Yeah.
a little bit more energy efficient. But they say the battery life, they added an extra hour to it. And what they say depends on the game, right? We all have Steam Decks, a lot of us do. It's 3 to 13 hours or something now compared to like 2 to 8 or something. Um, they have a bigger battery, OLED screen, and the screen is now the bezels are a little bit big. So it's the same size. So like, my kill switch that I have on my Steam Deck, you can still
Mhm.
fit the same accessories on this Steam Deck. The only way you're gonna be able to really tell is the bezel's a little bit smaller, so the screen's a little bit bigger. You have better colors because it's an OLED, and then you have the power button is actually orange now on
Mm.
those. But here's the big kicker. Here's the big thing. They still
Mhm.
have the LCD lower model, right, with more
Mhm.
storage for that low price. But then they have the higher models, like the mid tier and the top tier models,
Mhm.
or the same price of what they originally released for.
Oh,
So, so in other words, $399 gets you in the door. That's with the 256 gig LCD, right? The one that we have,
right.
which we replaced ours with 1 terabyte, right?
Yes, we did.
Well,
And we did
yeah,
some sparks when we put mine in, but it still worked.
I think our hearts dropped when that
Yeah.
happened.
I was like, oh no, I just fried my Steam Deck.
You just saw Josh's face when that happened. It's still working though, right?
Yeah, it works great.
Yeah. You don't care about that burnt spot on the screen?
No,
Anyways,
no, no.
so the second model, okay, is going to be now. This is the one I recommend, and I'll tell you why. It's $549. It's a 512 gigabyte OLED screen. Okay, the next model is 1 terabyte OLED for 649. Now the two difference with those two is the 1 terabyte, the 649 has anti-glare screen on it, right? And I forget his name, something 2D. I just started watching this channel, but Dave 2D, I think he did a comparison on it. And if you're going to put a screen protector on it, it's not going to matter. But if you don't have a screen protector on it, you're going to lose that pure black colors that you get out of an OLED screen.
Mhm.
If you go with the anti-glare, if you go with the mid tier, you're not going to have to worry about that. The colors are actually going to pop better on the mid tier one than the 1 terabyte higher tier.
Right.
Um, they both come with a 45-watt power supply now. And I'm reading this straight from the Valve website with all the details. And like I said, the 50-watt battery is 3 to 12 hours of gameplay, depending on the content that you're playing.
Right.
So that's an upgrade from 2 to 8. So it used to be 2 to 8, now it's 3 to 12. That's you at least getting a whole extra hour
Yeah,
on
that's
the
pretty
battery
good.
playing PC gaming. That's pretty
Right.
huge. And another big thing is in reference to downloads, because downloading is kind of slow. I think they have I don't know the right words for, they have a Wi-Fi 6E in there now instead of Wi-Fi 5. It's 6E.
Okay, so I
So
guess it's
big
faster
news.
or something, probably.
Yeah, faster download
Better
speeds.
connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wonder how that screen compares to the Vibrant Deck Steam Deck plugin that we both use. Vibrant Deck
Yeah.
gives you better colors. It pumps up the saturation. Um, it just looks a whole lot better when you download the Vibrant Deck plugin. And honestly, that is plenty good enough for me. Like, I think it looks great. I don't have any problems with it. I can't see myself upgrading because I already have a Steam Deck and I'm more than happy with it. But if you're just getting into the market, man, this might be worth considering. I haven't went OLED yet on anything like an OLED TV, monitor, nothing. It still seems to be a little pricey. I mean, I'm sure it looks great, but man, when you start playing something, honestly, that wow factor of deep blacks and everything, I don't think it would have returns as you keep playing. Like, you're not going to notice it. You're going to be invested in the game. Um, I think more so it matters. Like, I just got an ultra wide monitor, and it looks great. It's really immersive. Um, it could look better as far as the blacks go and everything. So I think that would be cool. But after I start playing, those things don't really matter as much. Um, so I would have to see it in action. I'm not quite a believer yet in all of the OLED, and I don't even know if it's worth it for the
Well,
price.
do you remember the PlayStation Vita had an OLED screen in it? when
What?
the first portable, yes, the PS Vita. That system was like way ahead of its time.
Wow. I didn't know that.
But yeah, so then Nintendo. I know Nintendo has an OLED Nintendo Switch
Mm-hmm.
now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now the Steam Deck, I kind of is following Nintendo's lead in the way they're doing their handheld systems. So that's why they released the OLED. I'm not saying that's the reason they did it, but
Mm-hmm.
that's that's the way the market's going, right?
Right.
And I mean, it's been so much positive marketing on this move that Valve did with the
Right.
Steam Deck. And I think they do that because how can you talk bad about it when they just talk so highly of Nintendo for doing it with
Mm-hmm.
that OLED screen? I personally, I'm with you. I don't have anything OLED.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I kind of want to grab it just to see what the big deal about the OLED is. Is it really that big of a difference?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I feel like at first I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that does look better," and then I move on from it. Is it
Exactly.
really
Yeah.
worth? Is it really worth getting rid of my Steam Deck, going through all that again? I think I'd rather for the next system to come out
Mm-hmm.
before I snatch that up. Go another
Yeah.
2 years, I'd be perfectly fine.
I think on a big screen, like if you were gonna buy like a TV, like a big, maybe like a 55 or bigger, and if you went OLED with that, like I've looked at those inside of Best Buy or whatever, and man, like they look amazing. But I will say also, if you have never tweaked your TV, like tweaked the colors and the backlighting and the like saturation and the contrast and all that stuff, man, you can make it look a lot better than stock. Like I messed with my monitor and I got it to look better, and I've also messed with my 4K TV downstairs, and you can make it look so much better
Oh,
messing
I
around with
agree.
it.
If you literally mess with it, but I'm with you. I think that on a TV, it makes so much sense, man, because
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you one example. Game of Thrones. Do you remember that? I don't know if you watched all of Game of Thrones or anything, but
No,
there's
I didn't
a
watch it.
specific episode on season 8 or whatever when they fight the Night King and stuff, and it's just pure darkness on that whole show. They even state that they used only natural light. And
Mm.
so many people complained about not being able to see anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like because and people, if you don't realize the difference between LCD OLED,
Mm-hmm.
LCD has lights behind it. And when it lights up, they're so big, they're kind of bigger. I wouldn't say so big. They're like tube lights. When they light up, even though you say you have a black screen, half your screen is black, it's going to look more kind of a gray. Am I
Yeah.
right, Gray?
Yeah.
Like, am I right, Gray?
Am I right? Am
Um,
I right? Yeah, it's gonna be
so
washed out, kind of. It just
yes,
depends. Mm-hmm.
OLED has it where you can. It's kind of like the new mini LEDs. I'm sure you heard of that. There's so many mini LEDs behind it that you can turn off these other mini LEDs and still keep the picture on the
Mm.
screen. So that's the key: is keeping the picture that you're able to see. But where there's black, you want the lights to be completely off.
Mm.
But on LCD, the light still shines through a little bit, and you see that kind of gray where it's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be black. So the pictures really pop when you have a black. Just put anything in front of a black. Put a white piece of paper in front of a black, um, black piece of. I mean, look at Josh's chair. If you're on YouTube right now or Twitch viewing this, if you see his chair in front of his white door, you see how it just pops and stands out. That is a difference between LCD and OLED.
Mm-hmm. And then when you bring in HDR joins the chat, everything gets jacked
Yes.
up. Because if you don't have that calibrated correctly, or there's like the
Oh man.
brightness is too high or the gamma, and then you have it turned the wrong way, I mean, it can totally wash out an image really quick.
My HDR on my monitors are horrible, man. They're
Are they?
horrible.
Yeah, I don't think mine's that great either on this monitor. I was noticing when I was racing the other day that there was one part of the track where the sun was reflecting off of it, and like I could barely see the track. So I can't get it as dark as I would like without turning down the brightness. But I don't want to turn down the brightness. I just want to turn down the gamma. But not every game has that setting on it. I don't know why. Like
Yeah.
I
I
encountered
just
that with Alan Wake,
I
I
just
think.
leave mine off. That's what I do. I just leave it off because it makes it way too bright for me. I feel like.
Yeah, I think it works good on some games, and then other games they just can't get it right. It seems like I don't know. Like I'm a tweaker with those type of things, so I can sit there and mess with
Tweaker.
it for like an hour. Yeah, I'm a tweaker.
You're a
I
tweaker.
can I can sit there and mess with those
I
things
was making
for
fun
an
of
hour.
Josh last night.
I'm a tweaker,
being a
dude. I
tweaker.
totally am. I'm
We
I'm
was
all
playing
the time messing with stuff.
we was playing Forza, and I'm like, all right, let's get to the next race, man. Let's get these qualifiers out of the way. He's like, hang on a sec, man. I'm messing with some stuff. I'm tweaking
Yeah, I was
some
messing
stuff.
with the settings on my wheel. I got to
And
mess with the
I'm
force
like, do you
feedback.
always mess with everything for like hours? He's like, yeah. I was like, so you're a tweaker. Huh?
Yeah, I'm always tweaking. I'm a tweaker. Totally.
I'm just like, run and go. Get what you got to get and go.
Get
you
and
know?
go. Yeah, I'm in that mood sometimes, but other times when I'm chilling, I'm like, I want this to feel as best as it can, you know.
My
But
dog just
anyways.
almost knocked my light over.
Get out of here, dog.
But,
Anyways.
hey, I gotta show this real quick before it's over. Hey, Addie, come here. See if she come in here, dude. I just gotta show everybody my daughter's shirt real quick. I gotta show this. I think it's amazing. Come over. This is my daughter, Addie. Hello, wave to everybody.
Hi, Eddie.
All right, you gotta show this shirt. You gotta get in the camera and show this shirt. It says, "Be happy." What does it say? Huh? It says, "Good things take time." It's avocados. Just had to show that.
But don't let them take too much time or they get
Not.
squishy.
I see what you did there. See what you did. Hey, I do have to throw her. She had a competition this weekend, and she ended up winning. This week they won 3 times. 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive. New high score, Addie Evans.
That's right. Yeah. Their team's like really good. So
that's awesome.
So they go into Orlando and Disney World for nationals, and they go into Birmingham for state. So they that was kind of exciting, man. I'm getting so old.
And then I called you today, and you were watching a movie, huh? What was the movie you were watching today?
Dude. Look, I had to. So my daughter, after they won, me and my wife was like, "Hey, let's let the girls have a sleepover, kind of celebrate, the win and stuff like that." So what I did is, with the girls and all, I was like, "Hey, did you ever see that movie Bring It On?" Now my daughter is a cheerleader. I don't know if I just mentioned that, but she was like, "No, I've never seen it." I was like, "You never saw Bring It On?" Now,
great movie.
Was a little bit
great movie.
It is. It's hilarious, Hey Mickey, you're so fine. You remember that? But
Spirit Fingers.
Yeah, Spirit Fingers. Make sure you Spirit Fingers. I didn't know it's more adult like. It's very 2000-ish. It came out in the year 2000. Did you know that?
Oh no, I didn't know that. That was one year after The Matrix.
The little brother on that movie was actually playing a Game Boy Color with a Game Boy camera on there.
Wow.
And then in another scene, he was playing Twisted Metal on the original PlayStation.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
They was on landlines, voicemails. They had a surge in the background. I noticed. I was like, "What is?"
That's amazing. I love it.
The movie's still good, man. It's really good.
Oh yeah.
So my daughter actually liked it.
That's great. Yeah, there were some good movies back then in that early 2000s range. Do you remember that movie called She's All That, where they take an ugly girl and they like make her pretty, but all they did was like
straighten her hair?
Yeah, they straighten her hair and they take off her glasses and they're like, "Oh."
That's the longest
There was a bunch of those.
ever. Remember, it's like you take off the glasses, like I'm a miracle worker.
Oh wow! Yeah, I think that was on like Scary Movie or something.
It is
when they did a spoof of that. That's so funny. Good times. Good times.
Great, but super excited for winning and doing a great job. And I showed it a movie. Now every time I can look at it and say, "Go bring it on,
bring it on." Don't forget your spirit fingers, Addy.
That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna make a sign one game. I'm gonna say, "Don't forget your spirit fingers."
Mm-mm.
See if she knows what I'm talking about. But
So
you want
let's
to get
see.
into it or what? Do
Yeah.
you have any gaming news? You got anything for me?
Nah. Let's just talk about some Alan Wake. I'm excited to talk about it and to talk about some of the things I enjoyed from it. I figured we could play the trailer, the Alan Wake trailer, and go from there. How's that sound?
All right. I don't know if I'll still be able to hear it because something funky was going on. So
Yeah,
you're gonna have to let me know.
I'm actually gonna stop streaming and I'm gonna share and I'm gonna play that.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. You should see it right here, yeah?
I think I do.
Okay. Well, let's go.
The sheriff's department's still looking for a Caucasian woman, 30 years old, slim and blonde with blue eyes. She may be lost in the woods, and it's possible she's been injured in a car accident. If you see her, please make sure you get her indoors and call the sheriff.
It began with a dream.
Alan Wake. Oh, God! I am your biggest fan. This would make a wonderful setting for a book.
We're supposed to be on vacation, Alice.
I wish you a good stay in my cabin. I'll come by later to check how you've settled in. And to meet your wife.
She's creepy.
Alice? Oh, hell. It happened. Just the way it was on that page. It'll come back for me. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true.
The lighting is so good in this game.
I was just thinking that, man. That's something I definitely want to touch on.
Wake up.
Yeah, dude.
First thing I want to ask, I want to get out the way is, do you know if this game, what system this game released on?
Oh
I don't know.
man, I want to say PlayStation 3. Yeah, it was Xbox 360 is what
I
it
knew
came
it.
out on.
You can tell, but
with
like
the
in a good
Windows
way.
version that came out 2 years after that. So it originally came out in 2010, developed by Remedy Entertainment and published by Microsoft Game Studios. May 2010, and then a Windows version in 2012, and then remastered version released on PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, X and S, and Windows in October 2021. I'm pretty sure I played the remastered version before, or maybe because I don't think I ever played the original. So I don't
Me
know
neither.
what the
Me neither.
comparison is like. But man, the lighting is really good. It's especially, and we were just talking about monitors and all that. I think this game is key to get it right on the brightness and everything, because you want like areas to be dark. You want it to be the right darkness too. You don't want it to be like too dark, but you don't want to be able to like see everything either. You want that light to actually be an integral part of the game experience. So this is one that you definitely want to go to the settings and go to options for your screen, and it's got a little like brightness slider where you can get it right on there. Yeah, I don't know what kind of engine it's running, but
What's the best thing you like? What's the best thing? I know you said the lighting, but what is the best thing that just drew you into this game? What made you pick this game? Is one. What drew you into this game?
So I knew that Alan Wake 2 was coming out, and I also knew that I never beat this game. I had played it a little bit back in the day when I was just starting to experiment with streaming and stuff. And this game would run well on my old computer. So I was trying it out on there and had a really good time with it. But for some reason, I didn't ever finish it. So I wanted to go back through it and actually finish it. And I still haven't yet, but I've gotten a lot farther in than I did the last time. But I'd say the story really sucks you in, man. Like, you want to see what's going to happen next because you're trying to find your wife, but also you're unraveling this mystery of this place that you're staying at. So there's a lot of questions and a lot of cool things going on. And I love that this world kind of intertwines and is in the same universe as the game Control. So if you
Yeah,
have,
you was big with the Control game you was telling
yes,
me
dude.
about, and I have not played that yet. So now I'm kind of hooked and wanting to play Control a little bit
Dude,
more.
I'm
I played the very
telling you,
beginning of
it's
it,
so good. It's a great
so
experience, and they like intertwine too, which is really neat. Um, but
you know when I play Control, I want to throw out this new tidbit here
mm-hmm.
is on what was the Google streaming that they had? What was it called that they had for a little bit
Oh,
there?
you talking about through Sony where they were streaming, or are you
No.
talking about
Google
Oh, it's
that
not
they shut down.
GeForce Now or whatever?
No,
Is
it's
it
not
some?
GeForce.
Okay,
It was strictly just straight cloud.
right.
And they shut down. I can't remember the name already. Man, it hasn't been that long either. But
Mm-hmm.
they shut down a couple years ago. But I actually tried it out for free one time and it had Control on there. And I was like, let me try out
Mm-hmm.
Control the first time. I think I
Yeah.
remember throwing stuff. But anyways,
Yeah.
I'm getting off track with Control. But what's so you knew about Control, so that kind of sucked you in to Alan Wake a little bit, like kind
Mm-hmm.
of same universe kind of thing. You said the lighting as well.
Yeah.
Um,
And like I'm not a big fan of horror games. This game is but I do like aspects of horror. So this game falls into more of a thriller, and I love thrillers. This is a psychological thriller too, which I really enjoy that genre. And the whole game is very cinematic too. And that's another thing. Like when a game can suck you in and you feel like you're actually in a movie and you're like watching it play out, um, those games hook me every time. So there's some horror elements to it, but it's more on the thriller side.
well, yeah, that's you nailed a couple of things I'm gonna go over. I'll go over with in a little bit, but you
Mm-hmm.
definitely nailed like 3 out of 4 of the things that kind of sucked me
Yeah.
into Alan Wake as well. What's your favorite moment on Alan Wake so far? That kind of just kind of shook you a little bit.
So there was plenty of moments that shook me, but after being scared a lot in the game and like being surprised a lot, and
Hmm.
there was a part where you go to there's these old men that are in the game, and you first meet them in the diner at the beginning of the game, and they both are like into like Nordic mythology, like Thor and like Odin and all that stuff.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so you end up going to basically a nut house where this doctor is there. You think trying to help other people, but you find out
Yeah.
more about that. I don't really know if you've gotten that far into it, but you learn about these two old men and that they have some property where they've actually fought the darkness before. And there's this level where you go on stage and it's basically turns to a rock concert, and you're
I have
fighting
not got
these
to that
things.
yet. I
Dude,
have
it is
not.
so cool. And you're battling the darkness while this is going on, and there's like fireworks and explosions and like rock music, and it is so cool. It's really, really fun and a great way to kind of break up the seriousness of the game and the story that you're playing
Is it?
through.
It sounds a little over the top, kind of ridiculous. Is it? Is it to the point of just being ridiculous, or is it
No,
like
I mean it's
tie
kind
into
of
the game a
cool
little bit?
because these two old men, they used to be rock stars, so it kind of makes sense. Um, but it's
But
also kind
what I'm
of in
asking,
there to be cool.
does it completely does it go with the game, or is it just
Oh
like, oh, we
yeah,
gotta lighten this mood a little bit?
no, like it
That's the
fits.
question I have.
It
Is
definitely fits.
okay, it does.
As you
Okay,
go through the story, like you'll see, it's really neat. You're basically there trying to get answers, and I haven't gone too far past that point, so it's not really a spoiler or anything, but just a really fun part of the game, which has been a highlight. But uh, there's a lot of moments like that. I mean, there's a lot of moments that really stick out and are fun and exciting. Um, Definitely worth the play.
awesome, awesome. Is there anything you want to add to that, or anything, or do you think you kind of covered it on your end?
Um, let's see. I don't know. It's one of those things where this game relies a lot on the gameplay, and you can spend a lot of time searching for like ammo and all that. Because there's been times where I'm down to like 2 bullets, and you know,
If you had to, I know you're talking about like the two bullets and
hmm
stuff like that, which is you're right about that. I think that's dude that right there is nailing it on the head about you don't realize that if you just get careless and just keep
uh
shooting
huh,
all over the place, you're gonna run out of bullets. You're
yeah.
gonna have to just
There's a
run.
fine line.
Um,
Like I
but
I think they kind of did it really well to where it's not that you don't have enough ammo, but also you don't have a ton either. So you got to be smart with it.
if you had to tell somebody about this game in your own words, like, hey, this is why I want you to play this game. They say, well, what's that game about? How would you explain that to them?
Um, I would say a psychological thriller where you don't know what's reality and what is from the player's mind, and um, really fun gameplay as you
This
try to
sounds
figure
really
that
cool,
out.
Gray. So what do you do in the game? Do you get to shoot people or what?
Yeah, you have a
Is that
flashlight.
not like what people would ask?
Yeah, yeah. But like, what about you? What was your top part of the game that you've experienced so far?
So I'll go ahead and show. Um, this is some of the light, and nobody can read my chicken scratch probably if we can focus on that. But storytelling, movie it's kind of like a movie, lighting, which the lighting, and then music and the transitions of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I say that is the storytelling to me, the manuscript scripts that you pick up,
Mm-hmm.
or like I read every one of them because it reads to you, and it's like you get so immersed into the story, and like, huh, that sounds so deep. That sounds so crazy, like what's being said, but I don't know what it means at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I read every manuscript thinking at some point it's all going to make sense and kind of come together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I say manuscripts, guys, like this guy's Alan Wake is a writer, okay, that's having writer's block in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So he's finding these pieces of paper, which are manuscripts, all throughout this game. And you find them randomly, or you have to go a certain place and you just find them laying around. And when you do it, he actually reads it like he's reading a book. So it's kind of like you're reading a book inside of a game. When you complete
Mm-hmm.
an episode, when you get through and you complete the episode, your objectives, fighting bosses like these dark demon like people, um, then it plays like an episode, like it plays this music, and the music is always so perfect, man. I can't describe it, but it really feels like it's a movie, a transition, a movie. Like, oh, I gotta wait for next week's episode. I can't believe this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes into episode 2. Then it goes to episode 3. I don't know how many episodes there are, um, but I did enjoy that very much. Is the music the biggest thing to me though? Is the way they're telling it like a movie, right? So when I say movie, what do you look at movies, cinematic, is the lighting in movies, right? If you get the lighting right and stuff like that, that's what makes it look like a movie. And I feel like if people don't know, is when these demon kind of objects come at you, people, is you have a flashlight in your hand and you shine them with a flashlight until their shield wears off, their dark shield, and then you're able to shoot them. And you have to reserve your ammo, like Gray was saying earlier. But you go through the scenes fighting bigger bosses, they throw axes at you and everything, and they'll jump out at you as well all the time. There was one moment while I was in a bathroom and I checked every stall, Josh, every stall. And I was like, there's nobody's gonna jump out at me because I feel like I'm getting set up here, right? And all of a sudden, I go out that bathroom. I checked all the stalls in now, and all of a sudden, somebody jumped out at me. I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
I think I know which part you're talking about. So you're at the camp or whatever, and you go and
just drive the truck.
Yeah, yep. You just got done with the truck, so you go in the bathroom, and then when you're starting to come out, he freaking jumps out and tries to attack you. Yeah.
So
that part got me too.
I was like, oh my! There was another part in the same situation. I go in this other room and I get trapped in the room, and there was like 15 of them. Luckily, I had 2 flares on me.
Flares come in clutch.
Oh man, I had 2 on me, so I just lit the flares and just burnt them to crisp, But this game for Xbox 360, PS3 game originally, the lighting for it, when you shine the flashlight, the way it reflects off stuff and everything comes in clutch, man. I mean, it's still immersive. The story is very thrilling to me, and I just want to know. I'm so confused right now about the wife, and I'm not going to go into it with the wife. You know what I'm talking about, but I'm so confused about what happened with her. So, this game is a must play. I would say a very big must play. And honestly, I'm ready to beat this so I can go ahead and try to get Alan Wake 2, or I might have to get Control first because they're saying that you need to know Control before you play Alan Wake 2.
Well, you're in luck, buddy, because you have Control in your Steam library, and it is
there. You go.
It is awesome.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas to you, sir. And I'm seeing in Alan Wake 2, so it looks like there's a mixture of live action in the game, which is really neat. Yeah, like there's some live action scenes, I guess, that they have in the game. And, man, I'm so excited to see how the story progresses after that. There's some really neat stuff, too. Like, have you watched any of the things that come on the TV inside the game? Like if you walk in a room,
I've watched every single one.
They're weird too, aren't they?
What's the name of the show that you watch in reference to that?
Oh man, what is the name?
I forget the name.
It's like
Strange Nights or something like that.
Something like that. It's kind of like Twilight Zone is what it's trying to emulate.
That's what it makes me think of.
The
last one I watched was him. It showed like a camera pointing at him in the room trying to write papers or something, and he's just throwing papers down, and he's watching himself on the TV, which was kind of freaky
too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
He actually, there's a part in there where you're with Barry, which is his manager, and they're kind of talking, and one of those shows is on the TV, and so Alan Wake used to write for that show. So I think that's how he's connected to it. So there's some connection there. And it just kind of adds to the weird vibe that's going on in the background as you're going.
I'm just
places.
wondering, what's the deal with the kidnapper though? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
You'll see.
Me personally, I don't understand the kidnapper too much. I keep feeling like he's a demon, but he's not.
Right.
And it makes no sense how that guy can get in the house. Anyways, I don't want to give up too much in reference to people, but
the main thing is to keep your eye on the darkness. There's this I don't know if it's an entity or just a thing called the darkness, but somehow from what I gather, the things that he writes come true. But I'm not sure when he wrote all the things in this manuscript. And it's kind of hard to puzzle it together. I'm probably gonna have to like watch a movie on or like a video
a YouTube video.
Yeah, to try to gather like exactly what's going on. But I'm excited to get through it and kind of see what the story ends up like.
I take it the way you're saying that you recommend this game for sure.
Absolutely recommend this game. This game is great. It's great.
If you had to give this game a rating, a GG rating, Gray, what would you give it? The best infinite GG rating that the industry looks towards, make or break. This game could break 20 years later, so you need to make sure you're good with this rating.
Okay? I give it. If we're going to 10 flashlight batteries, I'm gonna go 9.5 flashlight batteries out of 10. 9.5 for Alan Wake.
9.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's your highest rating of the game so far.
It might be.
I think so.
Give it a 9.5. Or I'm just gonna say it's a good game.
That's interesting.
Play it.
Okay.
Like it's worth playing. I don't know. Okay. We're gonna have to figure it out how we're gonna like do the rating system in the future. Because usually we would like break down every part of it and do it more scientifically. But I think we just enjoyed just talking about the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the industry standard is the GG rating, but if I just had to throw it out there, I'd say a 9.5. What about you, buddy? Like, how many flashlight batteries do you give it?
Well, I don't know if it's Duracell or the new Amazon Basics batteries. But I would have to give this a solid 8.5.
8.5?
8.5.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an older game and stuff. I can't get past that. But the fact that I'm immersed in this game, I'm still wanting to play it. I'm playing a lot on the Steam Deck, actually.
Me too.
That's what
I played it mainly on the Steam Deck too.
The only thing that makes it kind of won't go to a 9 is the cutscenes. The boxes are just too small on the Steam Deck, even like the cutscenes. I wish it was like more full screen.
What boxes do you mean are too small?
Like it's kind of like cropped in this small. It's not showing the whole screen. And I don't know if it's because of resolution, because it was a 360. I don't know.
It might be. But, it might be 4:3 or whatever instead of 16 by 10 like the Steam Deck is.
Yep. So other than that, though, and that's just a Steam Deck thing. That has nothing to do with the game, probably. But it's still a factor when you play it. So, but as far as Duracell batteries, not Amazon Basics, I give it 8.5 out of 10 in a must play. Play.
There are some things that don't exactly hold up. I think we might need to hit on a few of those too. Some of the facial animations on some of the people are hilarious. When they're trying to like emote, they're just like make some weird faces because they didn't have the technology back then. And if they did, I don't remember it. But yeah, some of the facial animations aren't great. I think they do the best at the like atmospheric things like the fog and the mood and the lighting and all that. But the models, like the texture models and all that, you could tell it was dated for sure.
So what I've been hearing online lately is that Alan Wake 2, because of Alan Wake's foundation, is surpassed Silent Hill.
Oh,
and if you know anything about Silent Hill, that is like the biggest, apparently to today, everybody considers that like the GOAT of horror games, Silent Hill. I know I believe Resident Evil, but hey, there's some huge Silent Hill fans, and they're saying that Alan Wake 2 is taking that over. And the reason I say that, and I bring that up when you're saying about faults of Alan Wake, is all the stuff you're talking about, the technology restraints back in the day, I feel like is fixed because the graphics I've been hearing are absolutely stunning in Alan Wake 2.
I'm really excited to try it out, man. After what I experienced with what they can do with graphics and Control, and how amazing that game look. I can show you, like, there's a mode on there where you can take a picture and you can kind of set up the scene however you want it, as far as the camera in the middle of action, like everything will freeze, and then you can take a picture from like anywhere in that map. And I've taken some amazing photos of, like, holy crap. You can see reflections in things like in the middle of action. It's crazy. So
I'm excited about the live action you said scenes that they got going
me
on
too,
in that.
man. Me
So
too. And they seem to do a lot of that. I think there was some live action stuff, and even in Alan Wake 1, there were some things on the TV or whatever that was live action.
yeah.
So it's definitely a thing that developer does a lot of, and it looks like they're stepping up their game with all the new technology and the new times. So
Yeah.
always excited to see what they come up with.
I am as well, man. But I think that pretty much covers it on Alan Wake, unless you think of anything else that kind of left out. Think of anything else?
Nah, not really, man. I mean,
Well,
we could go in depth on,
we can go on and on with
plenty
it,
of stuff.
honestly.
Plenty of stuff. There's lots of history there. There's lots of things where we could dive into on it, but just for a conversation on it, I think we kind of hit the spots of it, because we haven't really finished it yet either.
Yeah. But I mean, you just can't beat games, that quickly these days.
Yeah.
If you want to get into it and you want to enjoy it, I mean, you can speed through it. That's one thing. But if you really want to enjoy it, you got to take your time with it, man.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's something
but
that I definitely want to talk more about it. Maybe on the next episode, we can kind of like highlight on it a little bit after we finish it, because after I beat this game, I definitely want to start Alan Wake 2 and go from there.
Well, yeah, most definitely. But I'll say with the recap, dude, if y'all don't have a Steam Deck, okay, if you don't have a Steam Deck, get you a Steam Deck OLED. All right, join the Steam Deck groupies and get you a Steam Deck OLED. If you're looking at playing a new game, play Alan Wake. Obviously, definitely Alan Wake 2. Play Alan Wake 1 first. I said Alan Wake 1, but Alan Wake. And
dude.
Also, number three, let me throw this out. If you haven't, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on all platforms, such as, what are they?
We're on Twitter. We are also on Twitch. We are also on YouTube and Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right. So make sure y'all hit that button and subscribe, and make sure you hit that follow button as well. Every week we usually release episode 7:00 Monday mornings, and YouTube will be Tuesday mornings. So make sure to stop by. If you have any comments about what we go over, any questions for you guys here, make sure you drop a comment. And as always, we appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks
Just
for
wanted to throw that in there.
No, that's good, man. I was going to throw in too that Alan Wake was on sale on Steam, and I think we picked it up for $4 or whatever. But it is also on Xbox Game Pass, or if you want to wait for it to go on sale again, because I think it's back up to $14.99 now.
Which is still not bad.
No, it's really not. But if you can pick it up for just a few dollars, I would do that.
You got Black Friday coming up, guys. These
I'm
sales
sure it's
gonna be
go
coming
on
up
sale again.
What do you say about in future episodes about maybe looking at some of these sales and maybe letting them know on the podcast if we see any good sales coming up on Black Friday coming?
Yeah, we definitely need to do that. There were some early episodes that we did where there were some bangers. There was the whole collection of Batman was on sale for like $8.
Oh yeah.
So
you found all those.
Yeah, we definitely have an eye out for these Steam sales, because I'm always trying to buy some cheap games to go on my Steam Deck.
Put in your backlog at least,
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's, there's going to be another 2021 come around the corner at some point. If y'all remember 2021, no games were being released hardly. 2022. I'm sorry, 2020. Yeah, last year was not so great in gaming, but this year has been nothing but bangers
Whoa,
coming out.
dude. Yeah, there's so much. Oh my gosh, so much
Back
content.
to back to back to back.
So much to talk about. There needs to be, maybe we need to change up the format a little bit in the future and go over like a few games at once of stuff we've been playing.
Yeah.
I play a bunch of different stuff. Yeah. For sure.
Definitely. Oh, guys, y'all know I'm huge Apex. I do want to throw out real quick. They got the new season. I'm a big Apex guy. Okay, Josh knows this.
I do.
Okay. He has been playing some Apex this week with me though. So,
I try to like it, man.
Let's give it up. Let me clap real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, they got the new season. They got a new legend. I'll let y'all check that out. Conduit, I think it is, and also they are finally merging all accounts into one. Now they're getting to them one by one. Some's got it, some hasn't. So if you haven't hopped in, man, make sure to hop in some Apex. If you want to find me and maybe play a game with us or something sometime, check me out. I am GGRated would be my gamer tag. GGRated.
Yeah, sure. Come play some games with us.
And this will be Mr. Joshiba.
Yeah, Mr. Joshiba.
26.
MrJoshiba. No, it's just Mr. Joshiba now.
Mr. Joshiba.
And you can also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can reach out to us at ggratedchannel@gmail.com. That's ggratedchannel@gmail.com.
So, with that being said, man, what do you think? We kind of start in this thing a little bit.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah. That's good. Thanks for listening, everybody. See you later.
See y'all next time, guys.